I first want to encourage you to finish watching the rest of that video. Not only will you take a lot away from it, but my video will make more sense. Also, follow my friend. He is so full of knowledge and is such a valuable asset to this app. But this video in particular really hits home for me because, well, I'm Jamaican and I look the way I look. Now, there's no surprise to me, and it's certainly not a surprise to my fellow Jamaicans, but to some Canadians and some North Americans, this may be the first time they've ever seen a Jamaican that looks like me, and that's okay. I'm simply here to bring awareness, to say, hey, a Jamaican can look like me, and also to remind you that being Jamaican is not a color. I'm gonna say that one more time. Being Jamaican is not a color, it's a culture. It's a beautiful, rich culture, and it's a nationality. It's my nationality, and one that I'm very proud of.
Not being Jamaican has really hurt my feelings because I was told my skin tone makes me not Jamaican.
Every time James and I make TikToks, we just get like a bunch of people telling us that we're not Jamaican, which is fine, like you can have your own opinion. The only problem I have is where else do I claim? I was born here, so I don't have a British passport. How does it feel like you're not Jamaican?
We need to address the misconception that every Jamaican is black. This is not the case.
Greetings everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing well today. Now this is an interesting conversation because let me ask you something. What does a Jamaican actually look like? Is there a certain skin color, a certain face, a certain hairstyle, a certain family background, or does being Jamaican go much deeper than what we see with our eyes? Because today we are getting into a conversation that might make some people uncomfortable, but it is a conversation worth having. So guys, I want you to continue watching this video until the end, then I'll come back with more comments.
Right now, people, me tell you, I'm upset, you know. I'm upset again. I'm not care what nobody wants to say. I'm in a business. People are going to say, oh, it's not that deep and rare. It is that deep. Look, swash, swoosh, swat. I don't even know. Swats. I can't even pronounce them name. Look, Jamaican jerk season. Taste of the Caribbean. Which part? This is not Jamaican jerk season. Stop it, yeah? This must be the one the turkey beer use. And this one turkey beer use. Because this is not the proper thing. This is not the real... Sure. No, people, it upset me because there's proper good Caribbean and Jamaican brands out there. And yet people are going to use them, the idiot brand, as references. People who don't know about the Caribbean, run go buy them the brand because them the brand in all of the big store there and be like, oh, look at this, Jamaican jerk season. And go use it and feel like I saw we jerk this taste, I saw jerk season taste. No, we don't want to not represent we, yeah? Don't do it.
One more thing about Jamaicans. In the Jamaican society, we have many different races coexisting in harmony. Whites, Chinese, Indian, and of course blacks. But there's something special about this that I never knew until I left Jamaica. That is, we never refer to each other as black Jamaicans or white Jamaicans. No, we just call each other Jamaicans. And I think that's special. That's the way it's supposed to be.
And just so we are clear, we know that being Jamaican is not a race, right? It's not a race. So you have black Jamaicans, and you have white Jamaicans, and you have Chinese Jamaicans, and you have Indian Jamaicans. Right? We know that. Right? Right?
Yeah, so it's funny to me how Jamaicans deal with race. It's very different than America, and I think it's a lot better. They just kind of call it the way they see it. So, like, if you got a white guy, they call him white. If you got an Indian guy, they call him Coolie. If you're the Chinese guy, Mr. Chin. Really dark skin brother, blacker, you know. So, funny story, I was producing some music down in Jamaica for some friends of mine. They asked me to help them out. And so there was one guy I was calling to arrange some studio time with him. And ironically, his name was Black Man. And so I said, yo, what I deal with? Fire up on the wire. He's like, fire? I'm like, yo, it's Mikey. It's like, Mikey. I said, yo, it's Whitey Mikey. He said, oh, Whitey Mikey. Don't know. Yo, in America, you could never get by with that stuff.
This logic does not make sense because if this were the case, then there would be no Jamaicans. Unfortunately, most of the indigenous population was killed off through genocide when the colonizers came to Jamaica. There are a few, I believe, I've heard recently that there are a few indigenous people left in Jamaica, but a majority of the population in Jamaica is not indigenous. Well, I think someone qualifies as Jamaican is if they were born in Jamaica, or if their parents have Jamaican heritage, if they grew up with Jamaican culture. So even if they're born in the US but their parents have Jamaican heritage and they grew up with their parents teaching them about Jamaican culture, I think that's fair. I was born and raised in Jamaica my entire life. I've only been in the US since I started college. So yeah. Anyways, bless up. Have a good day. Hope you are doing
Yo, let me tell you something. You said the worst thing you can do to me, the worst thing you can do to me is look me in my face and tell me, say, a lie me I tell when I say I come from Jamaica. Here? Just because I'm not have blood clot, dreadlocks, I'm not black, I'm not talk patois every day, I'm not go on like say, Ray and over. Yo, if I want to chat like a blood clot Yankee every day and talk like say America, guess what? No America, I raised. I left Jamaica when I about what? 9 years old? 8 years old? 8, 9 years old? What you want from me? You want me to look like a blood clot plate of oxtail? Yo, you see what I did there in New Jersey? And everybody used to tell me, say, yo, you're not a Jamaican. You're not Jamaican. I'm just the one punch them in that blood clot face. I said the next person will tell me, say, a lie me I tell when I say a Jamaica I come from. I swear I got blood clot punch them in my fucking face, yeah? Because I hate that shit, yo. Why the fuck would I lie? But what the fuck I gonna come out of that? And a Kingston blood clot Cockburn pen my barn, brethren. A real bad girl Indian this year. Nobody make it come out upon you. Don't be the person who make it come out upon you. Yeah? Because me make you know, say, not only is a Jamaica I come from, me's a real bad blood clot girl, yeah?
So why is this Taylor? Well, I always said to use my name Lizzie Langdon because, as I'm saying, Jamaica is well be known. You're well known in Jamaica, you know. But Liz Taylor, because I grew up in a very classic hotel called Stony Hill Hotel that my grandfather built. So, you know, one of my engineers and my producers, he just said, yeah, just call yourself Liz Taylor, Bob Marley Taylor. We're smoking on the highest and it's apple full of flavor because we're major. That's a stepping razor. Mess around, my boys just stop you out with a laser. We're getting paper. Flossing in Jamaica, shape my money maker. That was on the beach. The handbag alligator, that them said.
I'm glad you asked this because a lot of people believe that being Jamaican makes you black. It does not mean that. People really confuse race with nationality and ethnicity. So a few things. Race is completely a social construct. There is not a gene, a race gene. It cannot be traced in your DNA at all. Period. At all. Okay? So let's throw the race piece away because I think that's where people get messed up. They instantly assume. So nationality is your country that you are a citizen of. That is your nationality, and your ethnicity is the culture. So you can be Jamaican in ethnicity and in nationality. You can be Chinese Jamaican. You can be African Jamaican. You can be Irish Jamaican. You can be Hindu Jamaican. You can be all of those things, but it does not make you black. And you're just as Jamaican in ethnicity and nationality. Or you could not be it in nationality. You could live in America, but your ethnicity, your background, your culture could be Jamaican, and you could be Asian Jamaican American because your nationality is American. I hope that helps for you. Nationality is the country that you are a citizen of. Ethnicity is your culture, your religion, like all of those pieces. That's your culture. And race, social construct, made up. People just want to label you.
Black in America and she's white in Jamaica. What happened? So this is Dominique Gabru from California, and when she lived in Jamaica, working with the Peace Corps, the Jamaicans racially categorized her as white, and she thought that was strange because she always identified as black. Dominique said that she never noticed how fluid her identity could be until she moved to Jamaica. She said that Jamaicans almost always assumed that she was white, and on one occasion she yelled back in frustration that she was not white. And this is all because of Jamaica's history. Again, Jamaica goes by hyperdescent, meaning that blacks are at the bottom, mixed race people in the middle, and white people at the top. Some mixed race people moving to America were shocked to be categorized as black. Like most places in the world, Jamaica has a long history of legally categorizing mixed race people as white, as what happened with Thomas Winter's children. You only had to be 3 generations removed from the African ancestor to be legally classified as white. Given that race is such a construct and differs from place to place, it is very likely that some of Kamala Harris's ancestors in Jamaica who had African ancestry were not identified as black. So I'm surprised to see some black Americans so upset that other black people are questioning whether Kamala Harris's Jamaican ancestry was always identified as black. Looking at Kamala Harris's cousin, he looks like he can be a part of Cardi B family. Y'all say Cardi B is not black all the time without batting an eye. So while it may be rude to question Kamala Harris's blackness because she grew up in America and she fits the American social construct for what is black, it is not racist to question whether or not her Jamaican line identified or was black.
Shiny man, talk again. I got the blood. I am born. Yeah, man, that's what I'm born. You born in Jamaica? So you have the accents lock put on for yourself.
Not even in my next life. Could never, would never, will never. You don't have to worry about that, babes. I just take it in sometimes, isn't me? Cause it don't really matter what bad mind people want to say, you know. They can't really stop it.
Alright, mommy, some people are confused when you said you're Jamaican but full Chinese. Can you clarify for them?
Alright, don't be confused. Alright, I'm Jamaican, full stop. But my parents were born in China, so I am Chinese. And full Chinese, no mix.
What a lucky thing say with the America look green card. Mommy, what would have happened if they send me back to China? We're not dead.
That's all my father then when they wake up themselves. Joe sing good morning.
How here?
And they say Shak Chow is breakfast.
Breakfast.
Me not know no more Chinese language, period. Anybody want to say me know it? Yes, me know it, but me not talking it.
So as a fair-skinned Jamaican, I have been accused of appropriating the Jamaican culture.
Big up my cousin Sim Spice in a real life. Yeah, man. And for all of those people that think Jamaican is a race, I'd advise you to go down to the post office, take a photo, and get a passport. Buy a ticket, go to Jamaica so you could go and see the different ethnic groups that are in Jamaica, right? Because a lot of y'all on this app sound so blasted ignorant, it's not even funny. And you only make yourself look stupid, like a person that has never taken up a book, right? Again, Jamaican is not a race.
You guys, I'm from Harlem, New York, and my parents are Caribbean. When you think of a Jamaican, you think of what? Black skin, dreads. But I came out of this vagina, and she is a full Jamaican. Ma, let me hear you say something.
What you want?
Much like the United States, Jamaica was also a society that was built on slavery. The difference is instead of enforcing the one-drop rule, Jamaica had the brown racial group, which was the racial group between black and white. They were brown, or free people of color, which is where these 4 people would fall under. A chart from a study done in 1960. And if you look at how the races are broken down in Jamaica, you see there's African, obviously this would be people you classify as black, European, people you would classify as white. There's East Indian and Afro-East Indian, meaning East Indians and their mixed black descendants. Chinese and Afro-Chinese, meaning Chinese and their mixed black descendants. Afro-European, or the group known as brown, and then there's other. Jamaica is a country where, due to the Atlantic slave trade, the majority of the people are of African descent. But due to things such as religious persecution, which led to Portuguese Jews and Syrian, Lebanese, Palestinian Christians coming to the island, as well as the indentureship after slavery, which led to a lot of Chinese and Indians coming to the island, there are some Jamaicans who have ancestry that is not solely African. Them having pride in that ancestry that is not African does not equal shame in the African ancestry. It just means that they are able to love themselves in their entirety. Out of many one people, folks.
Of the fact that there are Indian Caribbeans amongst us and that live in the Caribbean currently.
I want to ask Americans a question. Why is it so hard for you guys to realize that the West Indies has different races and ethnicities? Because when I have told a lot of Black Americans this, and I've told a lot of white Americans the same comment, it's all of a sudden I get so much hate for letting people know about my culture. So like my dad's family, as all of you guys should know, my dad's family's from Jamaica, and I have a lot of Chinese, East Indian, Scottish, Irish, Jewish, Black, like there's so much mix-up on my dad's side of the family. And I don't understand why it's so hard for people to process that you can be from the West Indies and not be Black. I don't know why that's such a big deal. Like, you know, a lot of Asian and white people went through a lot of difficult things back in the day, in the 1800s too, because of colonizing, you know?
It doesn't? Oh man. I really wish I had known that before I started making TikToks on being Jamaican, because now I feel like such a fool. Gosh, how are we going to break it to the Canadians who were born in Canada and were raised in Canada, and now I have to tell them they're not Canadian? Oh boy. Okay, well anyway, thank you for letting me know. Honestly, thank you.
Why do you people think that we're going to be like you all? Why do you think we're going to be dull? How do you expect us to step into a room or walk into a community and not be noticed? Hello? What are you talking about? We are Jamaicans. You have a little Chinese community over there, so you have an Indian over there, so you have Palestinians over there, so you have some white people around there, so one other colors, them, I don't know them, where them come from, but them they are. Korean, Japanese, listen man. The matter supposed to explain it for you know. Out of many, one people. I'm realize how true this be. Me I talk to one of my elder them and know my relatives them good, and me I talk to my grandmother the other day, and when them start go down in the history and dig up some old picture, bridging, look how me dark. Look how me nose big. You know want to see the straight nose white people them? Some pretty tall ear people, but I think that's Syrian. Me I say wait. So why all of that skip me? But then me realize about everything mix up, come down, and I so come me come out. And stay how me stay. And would me I say, what? Man, listen. People of the world, we are Jamaicans. You understand? We're supposed to stand out. You understand? Because we have nations upon nations. We can come build this place here, and we're there, and we mix up, and make we. So unfortunately, we can't be a little bit and simple. Out of many, we are one people.
If I'm Jamaican, then my ethnicity is Jamaican. My nationality is Canadian. My race is Black. There are three separate things. Your race is what you're socially seen as, whether you're Black, white, brown, whatever. Your nationality is where you reside, where you have citizenship. So you can have citizenship in Canada, UK, the States. My nationality is Canadian. But I'm Black. My ethnicities consist of places in the Caribbean and outside of the Caribbean. So how are you gonna sit here and tell me that my ethnicity is Caribbean? Because I'm not just Jamaican, sister. I have multiple ethnicities, one nationality, that being Canadian, and one race, that being Black.
So let me tell y'all the difference between Africans and Jamaican. Africans, they're going to accept you no matter what. For y'all, those that don't know me, my daddy's from Nigeria and my mama is American. I tell an African, oh yeah, my daddy's from Nigeria. Or an African sees my last name and they say, oh, are you African? I tell them, yeah, my daddy's from Nigeria. Oh, we're family. My sister, cousin. We are from the motherland. Welcome, my sister, auntie. Oh yes, I'm gonna bring you some fufu and egusi soup. Yes, my sister. I've heard that Jamaicans, they don't care if you have a drop of blood of Jamaican. They don't care if your family, your mama, daddy, born and grown in Jamaica, your granny from Jamaica. If you were not born and raised in Jamaica, they will not accept you. They do not care. They don't care if you didn't born and grow. And then another thing that I see is they'll like Jamaica check you, like what parish you're from. They'll start asking a whole bunch of questions. But I love y'all Jamaicans, but y'all know I love my African people because y'all always gonna accept me no matter what.
Alright, I just gotta clear the air because everyone is jumping to Kamala's defense saying that she's quote unquote black because her daddy is Jamaican. People, please understand that Jamaicans are not black, okay? We Caribbean people from the Caribbean, West Indies, we do not see color like y'all see color. The Caribbeans are mixed just like America. We have all different kinds of ethnic groups, different kinds of cultures, different races of people on the islands, okay? Not just one, all the islands. That when we see each other in the United States and we meet up with each other, there's an automatic bond. It's like, oh, but were you for? Oh yeah, oh what man? We family. Recognize ourselves as family because we don't see color or race. We see what island we are from. If you're from Jamaica, we see you as Jamaican. If you're from Barbados, we see you as Bajan. If you're from Trinidad, we see you as a Trini. If you're from St. Lucia, we see you as a St. Lucia. Okay, we don't see you as a black St. Lucian, a Hispanic St. Lucian, a Dominican St. Lucian, or we don't see him as a black Jamaican, a white Jamaican, a Dominican Jamaican. We don't see him as a Puerto Rican Jamaican, Chinese Jamaican, any of that. You're just a Jamaican, okay? And if you're from Barbados, you're just a Bajan. If you're from Trinidad, you're just a Trini. Point blank, you're not a white, black, this, that, or whatever. Matter of fact, when we first came to America, I didn't know anything about black people. I didn't even know black people was a thing. I didn't know I was considered a black person because that's something that we never used back on the island, especially when I was a kid. Maybe they do now, whatever. But when we was growing up, that was not a thing. I didn't know that I was, quote unquote, considered a black man until I came to America. I didn't know anything about racism until I came to America, because those things does not matter in the islands. If you're born on one island, that's who you are, no matter where your parents come from. And it doesn't matter because when we link up, we be like, hey, what's up, fam? We family, and that's all that matters. We have a saying, different islands, same people. And it's facts, because no matter what island you go to, you're going to find a broad variety of cultural people. And you know how we know where they're from? When they open their mouth and they speak. You a Trini. Oh, you from Barbados. Or you a Crucian. Oh, you a St. Lucian. That's how we know each other. We don't know, it doesn't matter what island we are from. We consider ourselves as family. As far as the Kamala being black thing, let's just get to the bottom of it. Okay, before you didn't have any problem with saying that as long as you got one drop of black blood in you, that you're black. You didn't have any problem with that. You didn't have any problem with if they're not white, they're black. You even included Chinese people and Asian people and all of that are literally look just like white people, but except for the eyes and all of that different stuff, but their skin tone is literally just about the same. You don't have any problem with including them and everybody else in your so-called black race agenda. When the black thing became a little bit too direct, then you start to say, oh, well, let's just embrace the color. We're colored then because we're so many different varieties of people. So then you became colored people. And at the same time, now that this woman is up for presidency or up for this seat, that seat, or whatever, now we have to differentiate what kind of colored person she is. What kind of black, how much black does she have in her blood? And all of that crazy nonsense. She's not the one with the problem, y'all are. Even if she said she was Indian or black. That's what y'all say. Y'all ain't never had a problem with that shit before. But because now, you know, something is at stake, now all of a sudden we got to break down the values within how much blackness there is there. Just crazy.
Caribbeans are not black and shouldn't be celebrated during Black History Month. Now that I got your attention, I'm going to explain why this is incorrect. So to sum it up, I am in this group chat with some high school friends, you could say, and long story short, I guess they weren't happy about the Black History Month assembly and they voiced their opinion. I guess they didn't like the fact that this dance group called Creative Movement went up on stage and they were shaking their behinds or whatever to Afro beats and dance hall, and she said that actually has nothing to do with Black History Month, which is a celebration of black culture, and black as in, since I am from a Caribbean descent, I said that she sounded ignorant, and I proceeded to tell her that African and West Indian culture is very important to black history. Yes, Caribbean and black culture are two different things, but at the end of the day, we're still the same thing and we're black. Both went through oppression, both went through discrimination, both went through slavery. Like, let's talk about it. Then she proceeds to say, Tiana, you're quite literally Caribbean American, not African American. Last time I checked, when I go to apply for a job or fill out any papers, I check off Black African American. Then this person also continues to say that Caribbean American History Month is in June and that we have a whole month to ourselves and to stop colonizing their month. Black History Month is not only to celebrate African Americans, but it's to celebrate all black people and their achievements that helped contribute to black history. Now, I'm not the smartest person, but I know enough about my history to educate others. And it says here that black Jamaicans have made a significant contribution.
Bro, one thing I know, when Jamaicans tell me them have a friend who will look like me, all that means is that they have a white friend and then probably don't look like me at all. That's telling me why I'm walking around the place and people be greeting me with world boss. Do I look like Sidem? I don't look like Sidem. People think I'm Sidem. Guys, I'm not Sidem. No disrespect to Sidem, she's a pretty girl, but me not look like her. Look for me good. Anky Panky. I want Anky Panky. I want Sidem.
Hello guys, welcome back. I hope you have just watched that full video. Imagine someone walking up to you and saying, "You don't look Jamaican." Oh, wait a minute. What does that even mean? Are we saying nationality has a face? Does your passport have a skin tone? Does your birth certificate come with a racial requirement? Of course not. Yet some people have experienced exactly this kind of judgment simply because they don't fit the stereotype of what others believe a Jamaican should look like. Jamaica is a fascinating example because the island history has brought together people from different backgrounds. You have Jamaicans of African ancestry, Europe ancestry, Chinese ancestry, Indian ancestry, mixed heritage, and many other backgrounds. And here is the important part. They can all be Jamaicans. Their different don't automatically cancel their nationality. In fact, those different are part of Jamaica's story. And this is where Jamaica's famous national motto becomes so powerful. Out of many, one people. Think about those words for a moment. Out of many backgrounds, many families, many history, many appearance, one people. That is not saying everyone has the same ancestry. It's saying that different people can belong to the same national community. But Here is where the conversation gets complicated. Some people say that they grew up in Jamaica without thinking deeply about a racial category in the same way they later experienced them abroad. Then they moved to places such as North America and suddenly found themselves being asked questions like, what race are you? Or what are you? And some began to realize that the way identity is discussed can change dramatically depending on where you live. Isn't that fascinating? You can grow up thinking I'm Jamaican and then move somewhere else and suddenly people want to put you into a racial box. And you are thinking, hold on, I already know who am I. That experience can make people question why society sometimes focuses so heavily on appearance instead of culture, upbringing, family, and national identity. And let's be honest, stereotype can be powerful. When people hear the word Jamaica, they may immediately picture reggae, dancehall, beaches, athletics, and black Jamaicans. Those images are certainly connected to Jamaica culture story. But Jamaica is bigger than any single image. Think about Jamaica athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs, teachers, doctors, farmers, students, artists, and families. They don't all come from identical background, yet they can share something incredible, powerful, a connection to Jamaica. And that raises another question: who gets to decide whether someone is Jamaican enough? Is it the color of their skin, their surname, their accent, their parents, their grandparents, their neighbors, where they grew up, or is it their connection to the country and its culture? Imagine a Jamaican family with children who don't all look exactly alike. One child may have darker skin, another lighter skin, another may have a completely different facial features because of their family heritage. Are we going to stand there and tell one of those children you are Jamaican, but you are not Jamaican enough? That makes no sense, and this is why the discussion about identity deserves more than a simple argument about skin color. Jamaica's history is complicated. Migration, colonialism, slavery, indentureship, and different webs of settlement all helped shape the society that exists today. The Jamaica of today didn't come from one single group, it was shaped by many communities over generations. That is why the phrase of out of many, one people carries so much weight. It reminds us that diversity isn't necessarily that threat to national identity. Sometimes diversity is the foundation of it, but there is another side to this conversation that deserve attention: culture appropriation. When Jamaican culture become popular around the world, companies and individuals sometimes use Jamaican simple music, accent, food, color, or imagery to sell products or create an image without understanding the history behind them, and that can understandably frustrate Jamaicans because there is a difference between appreciating Jamaica culture and simply borrowing pieces of it because they are fashionable. You can take the culture, remove the people, turn it into a marketing strategy, and then act surprised when Jamaicans say, "Wait a minute, where did our story go?" Culture has meaning because people give it meaning. Behind the music, the food, the language, the flag, and the traditional are generation of history. And this bring us back to our original question: what does a Jamaican look like? Maybe the better question is, why are we so determined to make nationality look like a particular race? A Jamaican look different from another Jamaican and still share the same national identity. A Jamaican can have African ancestry. A Jamaican can have Chinese ancestry. A Jamaican can have an Indian ancestry. A Jamaican can have a Europe ancestry. A Jamaican can have mixed ancestry. None of those backgrounds automatically erase the word Jamaican. And let's take this conversation beyond Jamaican for a moment. Around the world, people often make assumptions about nationality based on appearance. Some can be born in a country, raised there, speak its language, understand its culture, support its sport teams, celebrate its traditional, and still be asked, what, where, but where are you really from? That is a powerful question because sometimes it reveals an assumption. You don't look like you belong here, but belonging isn't always visible. You can't always see someone's history by looking at their face. You can't see someone's childhood. You can't see the streets they grew up on, the food they ate, the song they listened to, language their grandparents spoke, or the memories that shaped them. And perhaps that is the biggest lesson from this entire discussion. Identity is not always something you can see. So, the next time somebody says you don't look Jamaican, maybe the response isn't an argument. Maybe it's simply, and what exactly is a Jamaican supposed to look like? Because Jamaican isn't one face. Jamaica isn't one skin tone. Jamaica isn't one ancestry. Jamaica is a nation with a complicated history, a powerful culture, a people from different backgrounds who have helped shape its identity. And that is why those four words still matter out of many one people. So, what do you think? Should Jamaica identity be understanding primarily through race and appearance, or should nationality and culture belonging come first? And have you ever experienced a situation where someone questioned where you are from simply because of how you looked? Let me know your thoughts in the comments because this conversation is much bigger than a Jamaican. It's really about one simple question: who gets to decide where another person belongs? So guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, please remember to subscribe, like, and also comment. Thank you for watching.